You looking for me, you can find me at the barbershop. Pulling up to get a cut, bumping through the parking lot. I keep it clean, Rico's where I'm running to. If you in the city, then you probably gonna be coming to. Gang getting down, Red's getting down, Nick getting down, Ron getting down, just to name a few. Everybody blade on point. You trying to get fresh, I'm telling you this the joint. Hands down, top shop up in this vicinity. Promises age 9, LaRon been getting me. Temper on the side, I'm trying to...
What's up, guys? Welcome to the K.O.S. Barber Club podcast, where we discuss the collection of wisdom on the science of everything in life. And we do so by talking to our guests and picking parts of their life where we believe they develop self-development as far as self-concept, self-knowledge, knowledge of self, self-awareness. And then we play out their story until the present. And today I got a friend of mine that I met, like 2 years from now? 2 years ago? Longer than that, maybe 3.
I think like 3-ish. Yeah.
It's Coach Yanet. She's very amazing, and she has a story that we have to listen to. So what's up, Coach Yanet? How you doing?
Hi. Well, thank you for the introduction. My name is Janet, and basically, as you know, when we first met, I was just getting started in this whole fitness.
How old was that? It was 2 years ago. So how old are you now?
Well, it was like, we met like in 2021.
2021?
Yeah,
real?
like around, cause...
Yo, time flies.
Yeah, I know.
So 2021, I met you. You were just starting the fitness thing. Or you had already kind of dabbled
I was getting into it. I was starting to I started in 2019, and then in 2021, I was already starting to learn.
So you're into the fitness now. That's how your people are know you.
Yeah.
That, and also you also record, right?
Yeah, I make music too as well.
Okay, so you're fitness and you're a recording artist.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, let's pause that because that's what we're going to get to.
Pause.
I want to talk to the little Yanet, the one that was figuring things out.
Okay.
So when did you become conscious of self?
Well, the little Janet, it actually took me a while. I think that I became mostly self-conscious when I hit 24.
That young?
24, 25, 24.
And then from when you were a kid, let's say middle school and not all that, you were just kind of like, you were a butterfly.
I was, to be honest with you, to be sincere.
Don't lie to me.
I'm gonna lie to you, right? I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. No, to be honest with you, I was actually pretty bad growing up. And that's why probably I'm so heavily into this fitness industry and into this personal development. So heavy.
Bad, like parents are pissed.
Oh,
your friends are telling you what the hell, or your friends like, yeah, Janet, you're the baddest.
All my friends are on my side. All my, back in the day, I'm young, and all my friends are. It's a whole.
Are those friends still around now?
No, absolutely not.
So message.
Absolutely not.
So little Yanet, if you could tell her something like, yo, you gotta stay clear, beware of what?
Just be aware of your surroundings because, me growing up, I always heard a very famous quote from my mom in Spanish. It calls, dime con quien tú andas, yo te digo quién tú eres.
That's not your mom's quote.
That one, my mom hit me with it all the time. But
did she sign off on it? Like it's
no, I don't think
her family owns the quote?
I don't think she did, but, she used it a lot. And she always told me that, but I didn't believe it. I was very hard-headed, and that was my biggest issue, that I would hit the wall a lot. I was one of those kids.
I'm having that issue with my daughter. She's turning 13 and she feels like she's 31.
Cheers to that. Okay.
Yeah, let me drink to that because I need it. And she still hasn't had her lady time yet. I'm dreading that shit.
Okay.
I'm honestly
yeah.
I have to tell Raj, I'm going to be recording a lot more podcasts because when that time comes,
that's going to be...
So little Yanet,
I gave my parents a lot of headaches.
You were getting in trouble.
I was a bad kid. I had a bad route. I was with the wrong people. You know what I mean? The wrong friends, making the wrong choices.
So when did you hit that level of bottomness that you're like, yo, I got to change this shit?
2014.
2014. How old were you then?
2014. I was 20 years old.
20 years.
I'm 31 now. So
middle school and high school, you were just reckless.
I was pretty bad. I want to say that because, again, I was constantly skipping school.
Skipping school. Did you get arrested?
No, not like that either. Tampoco to that level that I was.
Yeah, I have to ask because when I tell you my stories, it's a lot of craziness going on.
Did I get in trouble? Yes. I mean, did I get in trouble to the point that I got arrested and actually charged? No.
Okay.
I got away with a lot of stuff.
You had a little angel on your shoulder.
In 2014, that was my year it was my worst but best year. But I only say it's my best year now in 2024. I wouldn't have.
was that your best year before?
because it was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. So
So
therefore,
the worst thing that happened to you is your best experience.
yeah, basically, because it changed me. It changed me in so many ways. I got to sip to this one for sure.
Was that a spark?
Yeah, it was a wake up call. That's what I call it.
I like to call it a spark, man.
A spark, yeah, as well.
I heard that quote by Tupac. You know, he's not going to change the world, but he's going to spark the brain of the person that will.
Oh,
So that to me was like, damn.
That's deep. That's deep, and I like
so
that.
then you asked me, oh my God, why you started a podcast? Pretty much to try to do that the best that I can. Not saying that I know it all because nobody knows. And I always tell everybody, all I know is that we don't know. If somebody tells
It's
me,
really good though.
if somebody tells me, yo, yes, this, I'm like, bro, come on, man. I could debate you all day.
Oh, there. That's
And
true.
at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because we start and then we end.
That's
But
true.
living this realm, but I believe that energy-wise, we portray way more than we think.
Absolutely, 100%.
So
100%.
So that's why I say call it the spark.
The spark. I like that. I really like that, and act, like acting upon something, because there's a difference between having an idea in your head, like, okay,
Everybody has ideas.
I thought about this. Okay, cool. But did you act upon it? And most people don't act upon it because they're so afraid of the outcome. They don't want to fail. You feel me? And to me, it's crazy. And people think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm okay with failing. I actually like to fail because
Learn.
if I fail, I'm like, all right, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Let me turn it over and let me do it some other way.
Yeah, but your personality makes it easier because you're outgoing.
Now.
Okay, so let's get there. 20 years old. So let's forget about high school. That was a waste of time. Middle school, you were just learning your thing.
Yeah.
Now 20 years old, right? What you graduated, 18, 19 years old?
2011, class of 2011.
2011.
Actually.
So you graduated high school. Let's start from there. You jumped out. What'd you do?
Partied. I went out. I had a good time. As soon as I graduated, I was ultra. Throwing like me and my friends, we started like this little like DJ thing. We got like this thing called an iDJ, which is like basically like this little machine that you just put your iPod in the middle.
I remember that.
You remember that? So then we did this whole like, I didn't start it, but like they allowed me to join it, and I was one of the female DJs. And I started just like throwing parties like with my friends, and we were just charging people like $5 a head, whatever. And then it would get packed, and when it was already packed, like squad of the people were like, yo, let's just raid the party and go out. I know that sounds messed up, but I admit it now. And we would just like be like, okay, we would end the party.
So you were doing things
That was
out
bad.
of your like,
Sorry.
character, or were you more
Yeah.
like developing character at that moment?
I didn't care. I was, at that moment, I was.
Okay, you say you don't care, but you seem like a person that does care.
But at
Were
the time,
you
I was like.
at a point where you're like, no, like you really didn't know who you were?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
you knew what you wanted. Or not even.
Not even, no.
So you were pretty much just like, you were drowning and you were trying to find shore.
Yeah, basically. A big thing is that I was in those years. I don't like to admit this, and I don't like talking about it, but since we're in an open space, I wasn't sober a lot of those years. I was heavily intoxicated most of my 20s. Like,
Don't worry, that was like 82.5% of Miami.
Yeah, so basically, did I care? Nah, I just cared about what's the play the next day. I just wanted to have fun.
And you did.
Oh, I sure did.
But what about those?
Sure did.
What about those days when the fun stopped?
Trash, terrible.
So guys,
terrible.
it is fun to party. But the days after that is when you really have to have what I like to say, knowledge of self. Like I've had plenty of times when I'm like, had a blast.
Absolutely.
And then Tuesday, Wednesday comes and you feel bad.
Terrible. You just sit there and you're just like, wait, and you're empty.
And you feel empty.
You feel like...
I was lucky enough to have knowledge of self earlier.
Right.
So I understood these side effects. And
Absolutely.
Stuff like that. But if you don't,
absolutely.
Partying.
And don't get it twisted. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to go out. Like we're sipping right now. But I feel like it's a difference now that I have things organized. And I know what's happening in my life. Unlike before that, I'm just like, okay, let's go out. Let's have a good time. Let's spend a stack on a bottle knowing that I still have things to pay. You get me? That was...
Because you only live twice.
YOLO. It's crazy.
All right, so 20 years old, you started actually having consideration to your next move, right? Let's call it that.
Something like that.
So what was the first move that you made towards the new life that you're in right now?
The first move that I made.
From 20, you said 24.
That was the big change.
So from 20 to 24, what is it that shifted the energy?
So I slowly started to
Sober up.
Very important. I started learning, like my big wake up call in 2014 should have been enough to be like, yo, stop messing around, sober up. But I was like, yeah, it didn't hit me as much. But it was already like my beginning, my beginning of, yo, get it together. But then when I turned, like I said, when I turned 20, that's when I started to realize like, it's no longer about me. Now I have my mother involved. Now I have my father involved. My grandmother, rest in peace. I was making my family, like I would get home, right? I would get home driving and I would just be like, okay, I would get to the house. And as soon as I would park, I'd be like, okay, I made it. Turn off the car and go to sleep.
In the car?
In the car. My mom.
It's comfortable.
It's great. Except my mom was calling 3 in the morning. And it's comfortable when you're on that friggin' tip. You don't even know where you are. Like, you don't even care.
Yeah, that's the black mode. That's when, that's when your spirit, I believe, says peace.
Yeah.
I can't handle this.
Imagine that would happen to me driving. I know God takes care of me because there was so many times that I would nod out.
And
just
you'll
like,
make it there.
Oh, like I was just like, my face would like hit the steering wheel and I would like wake up and then I would still make it to my house.
And you're short, so it's like.
And yeah, probably need like a little like
you just
cushion for the chair. But
yeah, same here, man. I had to drive from the beach to Kendall, and
crazy.
I used to the little rivets on the side of the road would wake me up. Whoa.
Yeah, because you're not even on the lane.
We didn't have Uber at that time. I think you had Uber.
But you think we would have really called Uber?
Hell yeah, I would have called Uber.
Man, you're right.
But I had bread.
Nah,
yes.
I was so in my world that I would have probably just.
I would have been accompanied by like a really beautiful lady.
Bueno.
And she would have made sure we got the Uber.
Bueno, that's a different story.
Back in those days, there was no Uber.
That's
and
true.
there was no
there was
cab
like
in
taxis,
sight.
right? Like taxis, you know?
Yeah, man. You had to
call
find
this number like
44444.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you had to like wait for them fools, and it wasn't like Uber that you could see.
It's true. No, you don't even have an app. It was just like, bro, we're from back in the day. Like, remember, like, what was your first phone that you ever had?
First phone was a pager. It was a beeper.
A little beeper you put on your. See, I didn't get there, but I had a razor. That was my first one.
The razor?
Little flip.
Yeah, the evolution of technology.
Yes.
I don't know. I miss the days of the pager.
It's different times, and like it's more like you would always have to show up. So I feel like back in the day, it was more like connection. You know, like I want to hang out with you. You knock on the door.
But I see connection more like back then. You would ask me addresses, phone numbers, and I would know all of my friends' addresses and all my friends' phone numbers. You could ask me now, and I have no idea.
Because you had the house phone, I bet. So you have to like remember like
rotary.
You remember the numbers, or pay. You have to pay. Yeah, I remember all those things.
Those are the days.
Wow.
And then like you, I was party animal, and I was pretty much in a place where you think you know,
right?
Because you think you know.
Yeah, I know though.
But you learn the hard way, and I had to always learn the hard way.
Absolutely, I know how that feels.
I was lucky enough to have people surrounding me that could like help me.
Okay.
And that's what helped me get out, because I was stuck in the mud for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
I get that.
That's why that spark happened to me when I was like, I had knowledge of self. I just didn't have a self concept.
Wow.
Like I knew who I was, you know?
Right.
I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't care about anything. So I wouldn't want to go to a stage where, okay, I'm going to build this and I'm going to do this and then I'm going to gather this. It was more like, I'm going to have as much fun as I can as I'm here. Day to day. But then that got old.
Living life in the moment.
That
in other words.
sucked. Because I was like, damn, my aspirations, dreams and things of that nature were there, but I didn't take the step.
Do you feel like as you got older, that's when you really started thinking like that? Like dreams
man.
and...
The day my grandmother looked at me like, you know that look? And she told me, she's like, I'm not going to bother you and ask you what you did, what you've been up to.
Right.
But I want you to promise me that you will finish school.
Okay.
And then I was like, of course I'm going to finish school. And she's like, okay.
That's beautiful.
I'll leave you alone. So that always
stuck to you.
Stuck to me. So whenever I was doing crazy things, I was like, nah, I got to go to school. I got to go to school. I got to school. And then people will be like, damn, dog, you don't have to go home. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. Because in my mind, I'm like, my grandma's not going to bother me, but I got to keep this up.
Right.
Which is a strategy that I kept all through college, after college, working. Like I would party, and I'll still be active at work and be on point. And then it was a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But I got it done.
I know what you mean.
So that spark, when I got that conversation with my grandma, is when it sparked. And then going to a higher learning and learning the lies and the truth and then trying to figure it out. is what spawned what you see today.
We just put everything together. Okay. Yeah.
But story you don't know is when I was a kid, I used to get punished by my mom having me read an encyclopedia.
Oh, yeah?
So I was pretty much surfing the web before there was a web. I would learn about like different stories of like, zebras and
so like elephants. A book, like an actual like
back in the
hard
days,
copy.
you wouldn't have a computer, you would have an encyclopedia. So it would be all the way from A to Z. So say you wanted to learn about zebras, you go to Z, and you open the book and it says zebra, and then you start reading all about zebras.
I mean, that's kind of like a cool punishment though. That's very like
not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment, but like you're learning. That's kind of.
I was the weirdo, yo. I used to go to back to school and be like, yo, you guys know that zebras' stripes are really black.
And then nobody has Google, so
everybody's like, what? And I was like, yeah, man.
That's crazy. And you can't really Google it at the time, so people are like, well, you have all this information. I don't know, that's kind of cool in a way though.
It was, but now, thinking of it now, you understand what I'm saying?
I do. The whole thing with your grandmother, like, I 100% relate to that because.
So when was your spark? You said 24. Why is that year so important to you?
Bueno, no, the 20. Like 2020 was the year that.
The age.
Oh, the 24 years old. Oh, because my grandmother died. My grandmother passed away.
Yo, so you and I have the same.
Very similar. That's when you said that, I was like, shit, the spark.
Why do you think abuelita? Why do you think that?
Because abuelita's like mom. That's your mom, you know. That's like your second mom. Like most of the time, you know, me being Hispanic, like my grandmother was always there.
My grandma was my,
you know,
my main squeeze.
I know.
My mom was busy trying to live a life. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take a little refill. Chill.
I got you now.
Thank you. Honestly, it's just grandma. It's just something that it's hard to explain, but the connection is just.
And what was it that? She passed away. What did you say to yourself? What was the spark?
Well, again, it's for me. I don't talk about it a lot because it's something very sensitive for me. My grandmother was everything to me. She was my life. She's still my life.
This is the time.
It is the time. She was on her deathbed, and she was in hospice, and she was laying down there, and I knew those were probably her last moments. You know, her last few days, and I told everybody to get out of the room, and I spoke to her, and interesting enough. Every time I would speak to her and she would hear my voice, or I would come into the room and she would feel my presence, the monitor would go off and the doctor would tell me like, oh, when you're in here and she hears you, it changes her heartbeats. And I'm like, you know, that's something that, imagínate. And then one of the times that she woke up, her Alzheimer's was kicking into a lot and she didn't remember anybody but me. So she told my mother, which is her daughter, oh, get out of the room. I want to see my daughter. So my mom's like, oh, but I'm your daughter. She goes, no. I want to see Janet. And then everybody's like, oh, snap. Everybody just like, it hit everybody and they're like, oh, like, damn. So everybody wrote out. Everybody got out of the room. And then, you know, I went in there, whatever. And she wasn't speaking a lot, but she was speaking, you know, más o menos. And long story short, like, we spoke a little. And then after a couple of days, she went into hospice. And I sat down next to her and I talked to her. And I told her. And it's embarrassing to admit it, but I was actually intoxicated when I told her because I didn't know how to be sober. I didn't know how to handle that in a sober manner because it was so hard for me. You feel me?
Numbing yourself.
I was numbing myself. And it was barely numbing because I had a tolerance like a fucking horse. So it was like, okay.
So it seems like a trick, right? To get you to this dark hole.
Oh, it's going to help me handle this. No, fuck out of here. But I told her to her literally right there in her ear.
How many friends were like, let's go get a drink?
After, I had friends that had already bought me the whatever I needed. That told me, yo, no, of course not. That's why I don't have any of those people in my life. I cut off so many people, and the people that I have in my life now are people that I've had for 10 years plus. So it's no longer friends, it's family. And that's the difference. Like, I can count them with one hand. And those people are in my life, and they've done so much for me. Because when I was doing all those things, those are people that were not riding with me.
Everything you're saying is self-knowledge.
And the years. And it's just something that, unfortunately, I had to hit rock bottom, same way you did. But it made us who we are.
Okay, so the grandma, unfortunately, passes away.
Yeah.
That experience brought the spark.
That's the spark.
And how did you develop the next move? What is it that you said to yourself? Or if you said anything to yourself? Or was it something that occurred that gave you that aspiration to do that?
Grandma passes. You know, things are really rough. And luckily, I have an amazing woman by my side, which I'm married to her. And
yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Those that don't know, yo, guys, you got not gonna happen.
You're a trip,
Not
but
gonna happen.
it's beyond the partner. It's somebody that becomes your best friend. You know, somebody that has your back no matter what.
Yes.
It's beyond romance. I mean, romance is cute, cuddling is cute, but this is
That's how I feel about my fiance.
yes. You guys are amazing. I've met your fiance. I've seen her in events before in the past at work.
Oh
And
yeah, the Christmas party.
yeah,
That was awesome.
and that was great. And she has such a like a welcoming energy. Like when I talked to her, she was like smiling. I love your fiance, by the way.
Thank you.
But long story short, my wife was by my side, and she helped me a lot because at the time
Throughout that time from 20 to 24 or at 24?
well, no, we got together in late 2017, but she was with me through the whole thing with my grandmother, which was 2018, and then 2020, COVID hits. Obviously, that was like COVID either made you or broke you. That's how I see COVID, because COVID was so rough that it literally destroyed so many people, but it was also a wake up call for many people as well because we're locked up. Like we had no control of time. Like we were literally stuck at home, and if you go out, you have a curfew or you're in trouble. So
See, but to me, like I never had that option.
why? Because you went to work.
I
and
always
stuff?
grew up like in a family home, but it was like 12 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Mhm.
So I was like, yo, I don't want to be here.
But during COVID,
cousins.
you got to go out and stuff.
Okay, I'm talking about when I was younger, right?
Oh, okay.
Why I'm
Younger.
the way I am.
Okay.
So then once I got past high school and stuff like that, then I lived with a girlfriend and things of that nature. But then she was always,
Okay.
when you're young, you really don't grasp life as much as you do now.
Of course, that's very
And
true.
like you, I was on a rampage, right? And I thought I was right, and everything was cool, and the people surrounding me were encouraging me, asking me if I want to go out, if I want to do this. Come on, let's go. I was like,
Of
"All right, fuck it,
course.
let's go." But that to me is normal because I grew up on a beach. So as a kid, I saw the party scene just explode, and I just followed.
Always, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
When I got older is when I realized what we're talking about now, like knowledge of self and everything. Like, yo, I can't be doing all this.
Of course.
Then I started, like you, started organizing my path.
Poquito, poquito, slowly but surely.
Exactly. So that's why I ask you, like, when did you really like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to go with that? You know what I mean?
COVID, for sure. After we finally left, like the whole COVID, like after 2020, because the thing is that when COVID hit, that's when I got really active. Because I was like, okay, I'm bored. I'm not a person to go do puzzles. I don't like doing those type of things. And I had my fiance, my wife, my fiance.
She was your wife already at that time?
Well, she was my fiance at the time, so I guess that's why I said fiance.
How'd you guys get engaged?
We got married no, I'm lying. We got married in 2019.
But was it like a big courtship or was it?
It was,
like...
yeah, it was a nice wedding. We did it at a really nice salon. Everybody came. I had like about 100 plus people that came actually. And it was right before COVID. We got married October 2019 and then COVID hits. So
were you scared?
During COVID?
No, man, when you got married.
I was like, yeah, I hated that shit. Scared getting married? No, not at all. It was very awesome, actually. It was exciting because I got to invite my family and they were okay with coming. And it was such a big deal because like my whole family went. Like my grandfather, which he's also not here anymore. Rest in peace. My grandfather, my mother, my father, my brother. And it was so special for me because they like accepted what was happening. And I still wore a white dress. Like I wore an amazing white dress.
What do you mean still?
Well, because normally like how do I explain to you? Like my wife wore a really nice tuxedo. And like I don't feel like I see a lot of beautiful white dresses like in weddings anymore.
Yeah.
And that was always like my little dream. You know, like growing up, I was like, oh, the day I get married, I want to wear like, you know, like, I don't know, like I think it was,
Did you live up to it? Was it?
Yeah, it was freaking, I wore Converse. Although, hold on. I wore like a beautiful wedding dress and then under I had these like shimmery like diamond Converse.
Comfortable.
Amazing. And nobody knew until like I would lift my little dress. And it was so cool. And I was actually inspired by Hilary Duff. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I know Hilary Duff.
So she had a movie back
I
then.
heard a lot of good stories about her.
She's amazing. I love Hilary Duff. Love her. She inspired me from a movie and I was like, oh, well, did I get married? I want to do all of that.
So
but
you got married.
I got to do everything I wanted to do. Yeah. And it was great. It was an amazing wedding.
And then COVID hit, right?
And then COVID hit in our first year of being married. So like we can't even like do anything. We can't even travel. We're just like stuck in the house.
So you said, I got to start working out.
Biggest test ever. I was like, damn, okay. But it was great. Yeah, I actually started boxing. That was my first like little Kickstarter.
What were you weighing at the time?
What was I weighing in 2020? About, at that moment, 2019, I was like 200 and almost 10 pounds in 2019.
210. How tall are you?
5'1",
Wow.
pretty short. So I was really heavy in 2019.
Zero working out.
No, not at all. Zero. I didn't even know. I didn't even have knowledge of that. Like, I would maybe like, no, I wouldn't even do anything. Actually, I was super lazy.
Do you think you substituted the food with the alcohol, party, and liquor and all that stuff?
The food came after.
Yeah,
though.
like once you stop doing all those party scenes,
Right.
which I think you did because you got married.
Yeah, I did.
You think you substituted food instead of alcohol and drugs and all that stuff?
Well, I substituted it not with food, like you said, but I substituted it with like the whole like working out, like being really active. Because I really like, okay, I have a thing with adrenaline. Like I love my heartbeat, just that's my thing. So I started like figuring out ways to make myself feel like that rush. And then
You worked out that year, you felt the rush.
Yeah, because I started learning little things. Like I started doing boxing. I got like I bought like a little UFC bag, bought little boxing gloves, and I started just like hitting the bag. And I loved it because it would make me sweat. It was still really hard because I was really heavy, but it would kickstart a sweat, and that was cool. And then after that, I was like, okay, I want to go outside, but they have the curfew. But then I decided to get a bicycle, like a little bicycle in Walmart.
So you were boxing and bicycle.
Yeah. And the bicycle thing allowed me to go outside. Like they wouldn't really mess with me too much. Cause I'm telling you, during COVID, it was kind of annoying. Like people were being annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I still moved like I move, you know. If I wanted to go somewhere, I'll go. It's just not open.
Yeah.
So I was good with staying home. I was
Yeah,
chilling.
but
it really didn't affect me at all in the sense of like I gotta move.
You were chilling.
I was chilling. Because imagine, I'm accustomed to always being out there. It's like this.
So
is
to you, it was like a little break.
Yeah, it was a break.
A little break. I get it. No, I get it.
So that's what I was telling you earlier. That's like I'm used to this crazy. So now, like, yo, you stay home. I don't have to move. I can't.
It was like meant to be for you. You're like, okay, you know what? Now I have to relax.
Yeah.
I feel like that was overdue for you.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
and
that's fair.
But I didn't even get a haircut. I lined myself up from here.
I was gonna ask you, did you cut your own hair?
No, I just let it ride.
Yeah.
I've had long hair before. I've had long hair, cut it, shirt. I always have different hair. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna let it grow again.
You were like, okay, something different.
Exactly.
That's cool. So yeah, that's what I started doing. I just that the whole bike thing let me go outside.
So the bike thing, you started working out. How long was it before you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this professionally?
I think it started like 2022 when I started getting super serious about it, like to the core, because I started seeing
that conversation you had with yourself, like the planning out of what you were gonna do.
Well, during
start the coach Yanet persona.
I can't give myself the full credit because when I first started really getting into it, I met a really cool person. His name is Dre, and he's a personal trainer. And at the time, we were in his yard, you know, because the gyms were closed. So there was no gyms.
And he had a setup in the back.
Exactly. He had the little setup in the back, and he was like, yo, you know what? I met him through a mutual friend. And then he was like, oh, come to my house, and we're going to do like, you know, small groups of people working out, like 5 people, 4 people. And I met him, and he started teaching me like weight training. It's like, you know, actually lifting weights. And I used to be scared of that. You know, that I was always like, oh, if you lift weights, like, you know, I always got
so
like.
He's like your sensei.
I always had the wrong theory of it, you know. Like I always heard that lifting weights will make you look like manly, or you shouldn't be lifting too heavy, or you're gonna hurt yourself. Like I always heard that growing up.
Yeah, guys, if you hear something, look it up now that you have access to things, because sometimes people inform you of things because they're not informed, or they inform you of things so you could be or think a certain way for their benefit.
Of course, it's
instead of being the opposite, like for your benefit.
Exactly.
Very rare that you find somebody that wants something for your benefit.
True. That's very true. Most of the people that do something for you, they expect something in return.
Correct.
I've kind of seen it, and it kind of sucks because expectations are.
I mean, it is what it is. All I know is that the universe don't make no mistakes. So I just let it slip away and.
That's true.
Fall on my lap, whatever.
And it falls, and it's smooth, you know? It's true.
I mean, it's helped me throughout these last, I would say, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 6-7 years have been crucial.
Sometimes like, yo, man, chill. Like, if your fate's real, like, what are you bugging about?
That's awesome, though. That's like a lot of self-awareness, though.
That is what we're trying to get across here, guys.
That's a big deal.
Self-awareness, self-concept, self-knowledge.
That's a big deal.
All I know is that we don't know, and we need to know. And the only way to know is to talk to each other. So I was reading this book, right, about Greece back in the days. You know what I'm saying? People used to gather church
Okay.
and discuss life, topics, thoughts, ideas.
It's like a little, everybody
And they
just
would
get
sit
together.
around and just drink and chill.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I like that.
That disappeared over time. And now the capitalist system has you working, blah, blah, blah. I got more than you. I'm better
No
than you. I have
time.
more. I did it. It's like, yo, guy,
No time for nothing.
take time to chill, man. And like, are you really happy? Like, if obtaining and having and gathering is your happiness, it's a very difficult life in a sense because you could obtain so much, you could gather so much,
It's true.
you could have so much.
It's true. It's true.
But knowledge itself is free.
Of
and
course.
then you don't need the thing. Like Nas said, when you could afford it, the car ain't important. So
That's good.
I'm trying to deliver that message. Well, we're trying to deliver that message. And when I met you, I saw that. I'm like, yo, this girl, I could tell because I'm from the party scene, the world, so I could relate, you know? I identify with my tribe a little bit. And then when I saw you processing the whole fitness thing, I'm like, yo, this girl got it.
Yeah, and you always thrown very positive energy at me. Like even while I was still like getting into it, and I was still really difficult for me because again, the most difficult part in this whole weight loss thing is how long it takes to see results. Because you can go to the gym, you can go to the gym every fucking day, but it's about what you do after the gym that counts. It's not the hour that you're there; it's the 23 after that. So it's just like, it's cool because I was struggling like at the beginning really bad with my mental health and not seeing results and being in the capital of you can get everything done quick, if you know what I mean. I never quit.
I'm saying mentally, no? Because physically you're probably...
I'm glad that I had somebody, like people to help me get through it. You feel me?
Coach.
Exactly. My coach, you know, Dre, which I still train with him till today. Like I still see him sometimes and we still, you know, do our thing because he's somebody that helped me a lot through the moments because when you're that heavy where I was, I had like breathing issues, right? Mind you, I'm little, like we talked about. So I would like be like, you know, falta de aire, like just terrible. So when I would be like in the middle of my workouts with him, I would confuse my heart rate and my breathing with anxiety. Oh. So I would tell him like, oh my God, I don't feel good. He talks about it to this day and he just laughs. He's like, dude, you drove me fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but thanks to you, I'm here. And it's just because he would sit there and he would see me having panic attacks. And it was panic attacks because I wouldn't be able to control my
breathing,
my heart rate.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, no, I don't stroke. Something's gonna happen to me. I'm hot. My blood pressure's through the roof because we're working out in this freaking pool. It's not even gonna indoors. It's afuera in the Miami heat with the sun. You know, it was hot. So your body is gonna get overheated. It's natural.
And you were accustomed to just chilling.
I was accustomed to just laying down, chilling at the house, like being in the AC. So at the beginning, you know, I remember that was one of the first times he put me like on the battle ropes, like the little battle ropes that you like, yeah. And I did 30 seconds, I think, and then I threw up. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And he's just like,
30 seconds?
Yeah. And now
30 seconds when you do it is a long time.
It's a long time. But now it's like with all, you know, all the years and stuff like that, it's like, that's my warm up. Like for me to feel like, you know, getting ready to go to the gym.
You feel like a god.
It's like my little warm up. And I'm like, I can't believe this used to be hard. And it's funny because it's, you see your growth and it's just like beyond physical. It's beyond physical. Physical is like nothing compared to so much. Like, I feel like the gym is just, it'll change.
I love those stories,
it'll change your life,
yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons you're here, because that story. Because I remember, and then I remember, and then now I'm like, holy shit, she's doing it.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate that.
I feel it's important because, like, for instance, say somebody's watching this, like the Yanet that was 210 is watching this, it might inspire her.
You feel me? It's cool to say that I think I became the person that I used to look up to, you know, in a way, because I used to see all these.
But you still got more to go.
Oh, no, hell yeah. No.
You ain't stopping.
I'm literally just starting. And I say it all the time, like, I am nowhere where I want to be yet. I'm there, but I'm always learning. Where I go, the gym that I go to, Paradise Gym, they are always, like, the trainers there, we're always helping each other. It's so amazing. It's such a community. And there's times that they'll be like, yo, you know what? I see you're doing this, but switch it up and do it like that. Just things. It's just such a community.
Each one teach one.
Everybody helps each other.
Artist fellowship.
Amazing. There's no hate.
Tribe.
Literally. That's how I feel when I step in there. And it's so cool to just have a community. Or somebody's in a bad mood.
Don't say community, say tribe.
Tribe, right? Okay.
Because
the tribe.
Our our DNA, where we
wolf
come
pack.
from, is of that nature.
It's true.
That's why it feels so friendly and good, because
Everybody
we're
connects.
from that. But now you want to get away from that and do a more corporate structure.
Sure.
You're not going to feel comfortable. Reason I'm
Tribe.
saying this is because it happened to me. I went to a corporate structure and I was like, yo, this ain't my tribe. Like I could do the robot thing every day. No, I don't want
The 9 to 5.
do that. You know my personality. You know who I am.
Yeah.
That's my tribe. You feel me?
Fair.
Some people like it. Some people don't. Doesn't really concern me in the sense, because knowledge of self, self-awareness, self-concept has already been made, done, established.
Absolutely.
And now we're pushing forward.
Moving forward always, every day. I agree with you 100%. Honestly.
So now you're working out on a daily, or do you have a regimen?
I have a basically like a split. And it's Monday through Friday. I work out every single day. I basically, now what I'm trying to master is I'm no longer interested in weight loss. That was originally my beginning.
Now it's muscle building.
Now it's muscle building. Now it's general health. Now it's taking care of like my body, going to the doctor.
What made you switch from, okay, I want to lose weight, to I just want to be healthy and find out what the deal is?
Just learning that, like, it's okay. How to explain to you? Like, I wanted to lose weight at the beginning, and I did lose the weight that I wanted to lose throughout the years. It took me like 2 years to even start seeing like real results. But as you get more into it, like, you realize that eating, like, food is not the enemy. People think that, oh my God, if I eat, I'm gonna get fat. No.
It's not that they think. This is what they teach.
And it's not true though. That's the crazy part. They want you to
take the supplements and take the this.
Yeah,
and meal
it's
plan.
insane.
It's like, meal planning is cool. You do it yourself, but.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I actually take no supplements, and I've never ever taken anything. And that's something that I'm very proud of, because I know that I know that I've done it like myself. And I have nothing against it. To each his own. You can take whatever you want to take. Me personally,
You think it's cheating?
It depends on what you're doing. You feel me? Like, it just depends. I mean, I don't think that I take pre-workout. Hold on, that's a supplement.
Cheater.
That's a supplement, right? Because caffeine or whatever. But do I think it's cheating? I think it's bad for your body.
I took it once and it didn't feel right.
It's not good for your body.
I'm like, what the fuck's this tingling shit I'm feeling? I'm like, whoa.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't like that feeling. I'm like, yo, this can't be.
I mean, good. I am aware, self-awareness, 100% that it's definitely not good to do pre-workout. But when it comes to other supplements, like to enhance your muscles, or maybe like testosterone, which is a very common thing to see in the gym with females and males. You know, they take it to, bulk up, or I personally, I don't want to discontrol my...
Females take testosterone?
Of course. A lot of females take, their little cycles to get to a level of where they want to. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. However, I personally wouldn't do it, because I know what it does to your hormones. Yeah. And I've seen many of my friends in the gym who have taken their cycles, and it actually hurts them. It hurts their body. It makes them...
There's no turning back.
It makes them depressed too, and it's like, I don't know, to each his own, no judgment. But me personally, I'm completely, we call it natty. It's spelled Natty, which is completely like just clean, natural. I do this because I enjoy it, but I don't want to reach a level like, it's okay, I'm happy.
How did you make that decision though? Because in the fitness world in Miami, that's what I see. There's a very big separation between natty.
It is.
And 85% of the population.
Yeah, and it's very easy to get a hold of things in Miami that will make everything easier for you. It's very simple.
Yeah, I mean, someone knows someone.
Of course, everybody knows somebody that knows somebody. But
that knows somebody.
Called that.
So what was it? What was the decision that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it like this?
Is
it financial?
No.
Or was it more like what you're saying? Self-awareness?
It's not financial. It's my health. My general health. I'm in my 30s, and I feel like, I haven't had kids yet. Eventually when me and my wife start, working on, adoption, or maybe like doing what we're going to do with maybe in vitro, whatever we're going to do to have kids, right? I feel like I want to keep my body clean. I don't want to touch my hormones. I don't have kids yet. I've never had kids. So I don't know. I just don't want to do something to my body that might affect that in the future.
Self-awareness.
It's health. To me, it's general health. I'm happy as fuck. Like, I wake up and I eat. If I want to eat something, I do it.
Yeah, but general health, the information we have is twisted. Like, people...
Everything's twisted nowadays.
Exactly. That's why we have to let people know. So you feel 100%. You're good. Every time you go to the gym, you're on point.
Happy. I'm
Wake up
happy.
feeling amazing.
Amazing.
You had that injury though.
Yes, and I'm still dealing with it. It's not like it's gone or nothing, but
How did that happen?
Just
Or explain what happened.
few years. So I had an injury in February, and it just basically happened to me throughout the years. I was not taking care of my body.
Or you were going too hard.
Being heavy wasn't good as well, because I'm really short, like we said a million times, and my therapist explained to me that when you're so heavy, you put a lot of pressure on your lumbar, on your lower body.
Okay.
You're literally just you're putting pressure on your body. You're heavy. So as when I started to lose weight, when I started doing the weight training after that, sure, I lose the weight, but then I start doing like heavy loads, like you said, like, I don't know, like shoulder press or whatever. And I start to like, kind of like with all that weight, I start decompressing my spine a little. I mean, yeah, it's called decompressing. I think like pushing it down a little bit.
Depends
is
if
that how
you're in
you say it?
Australia or you're in Florida. We get it. You were compressing the shit out of your back.
I was pushing it down, yeah. And eventually that kind of starts to wear down your discs. Like it does start messing with your discs. So long story short, my lumbar, one of my discs in my lumbar started to get worn down a little bit. And like the little gel that's supposed to take, it's supposed to like protect
the cartilage?
Yeah. It's very low. So when I did my MRI, it showed me like the results. And it's not touching the bone, but if I don't take care of it as I am now, it will eventually hit the nerve, and
Holy shit.
It can actually go out of place. And if it goes out of place, it can actually affect me in a million ways. Like
you can't dance bachata, no?
I can't do what I do, and my whole life will be different.
I can't do what I do.
Yeah, that's stressful. So recovery, another thing that I'm very self-aware of now. Recovery is so important. A lot of people don't invest in recovery because it's expensive. It's so expensive.
So you think that mishap is actually like a fortunate thing that happened to you?
I feel like everything is in my life. Like it's like something bad happens, but then later I'm like, oh fuck, well that happened. But if that didn't happen, a spark.
I like it.
A spark.
Love it. The spark will come, man. Just be patient.
Facts. No, it's interesting how I had the little pain bothering me for a while, a long time actually, months and months, and I kept working out over it. But then
ignoring the pain.
Until
females could take a lot of pain though.
No,
with birth and all that stuff.
Of course, I ignored it. I was like, it's a little back pain. I work out every day. I started ignoring it, and then until one day I wasn't even in the gym. I was putting on my shoe.
You got stuck?
Yeah. Do you know what that feels? Does that happen?
I do.
Okay, so every time I say this, everybody's like, oh, like they act like it's happened to everybody I know. So apparently everybody, like somebody told me that at the barbershop the other day, they were like, oh, you got stuck? Oh, welcome to your 30s. I'm like,
they don't understand
what that mean. He's like, yo, it's only getting started. That happens to everybody. I'm like, no way.
Sounds like a Cuban guy said that to you.
Funny
that's
guy.
what they always say.
It was a funny guy, I tell you that much. But I got stuck. Exactly. So I got misaligned. So the movement basically misaligned my spine. And since my cartilage is already kind of low, there's not a lot of protection. So it just kind of went out of place. And it was
most painful. Huh?
Oh, the worst. That was probably one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. I cried. And for me to cry, my whole back is tatted. Like I have tattoos everywhere. I can take pain. I'm okay with pain. But this pain was different. Like,
of course,
it hit me to my
nerve system goes through.
It hit me to my core. Like, and the crazy thing is that they were trying to give me stuff for it. Like when I went to go get the help from my therapist, and
painkillers.
Not my therapist, but when I went to the doctor, my therapist doesn't believe in any of that. But when I went to the actual doctor, they were like, yeah, they wanted to give me injections, painkillers, the perks, and I said no. I did not say yes. I don't like taking anything. And that's something that they told me. They're like, are you sure? And they actually got really rough about it because they're like, oh, you can like nerve pain can lead you to like, it can lead you to being in shock.
They're drug dealers, man.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do it. So I kind of did go into shock. Like after the second day of being in the bed, in massive pain, I couldn't even sit on the toilet because the squatting motion I couldn't do it.
So you were hunched.
I call my wife. I'd be like, yo, babe. And she'll come and she'll help me sit on the toilet. Marriage.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You love me? Come help me.
I slipped one time and I didn't know this, but the hip is connected by these two
like little
circles. I didn't know that it does the little motion like this.
Yes, it does.
So when I slipped, it went and I sprained that
No.
So
So like your hip, basically. You sprained your hips.
where the hip connects to the spine.
How did you fall?
I was moshing
Oh, okay.
with Vans. Don't ever mosh with Vans.
Oh shit.
At my uncle's 50th birthday party.
Self-awareness, bro.
I'll explain it later.
Self-awareness.
No, man, it was my uncle's 50th, and they played some. Because my uncle was a thrasher, man. He skated, and he did a lot of cool stuff as a kid. And then I saw him as a big bro type of deal.
Right.
So if he's moshing, I'm moshing. So we used to go to these concerts and get wild.
I know you fell hard.
I didn't fall. I slipped. I didn't fall. I slipped, and then I did like a.
So like you did like a split.
I did kind of a split, but I held myself because I have strong legs. But then my knees buckled in the middle.
Stop.
And then like I wiggled like.
No,
and then when I wiggled, that's when I felt my hips go. And I was like, whoa. Of course, I was already a little bit down on the.
No, claro, you didn't feel it.
You know? The next day I woke up, I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't. So I know how you feel. I would tell my girl, yo, come here. And she would grab me and I'll be like, and I'll still go to work.
It's insane. I couldn't even no, I cannot even. I've never had that happen, but I mean, everybody has different levels of pain. Like that sounds really bad.
So you went through that hardcore pain.
Oh my God, it's terrible. And I one night I went into like this, like it was weird. I got up to go to the bathroom, and it would take me like at least 10 minutes to even get there. And I started shaking uncontrollably, like out of nowhere, just like I started sweating. It was so weird, and I'm like,
blood pressure fell.
I'm like, and then all of a sudden, everything starts to get like
you were about to faint.
I think so, and everything was like blurry, and then I see myself about to like faint, and then I'm like, okay, I think my body's going into like shock, sure. And I started shaking, just shaking. It looked like I was cold, and then I told myself, I was like, I can call 911, but I don't think I should do that. And then my wife was like, you know what? Let's try to calm you down. And she helped me calm down. She put on like classical music and brought me some tea and just talked to me. And I suddenly just started relaxing more. But I realized that every time I was thinking about the pain, it would just activate like a nervous.
So you're having a panic attack again?
I think so. And I hadn't had one in years. I hadn't had a panic attack since I think that I had a panic attack because of the pain.
I've been hearing a lot about them. A lot of people have been having panic attacks lately.
It's crazy. That shit is crazy. It was so scary.
And to me, I'm like trying to figure it out. Like, okay, the process of getting to a panic attack. It's like,
I think you have to be put under pressure though. There has to be something happening.
Yeah, no? But like I said earlier, like my thought is like, yo, the universe never makes a mistake. God faith is strong. Bring it.
Some people suffer from that though. Some people like out of nowhere will have panic attacks.
And like we said earlier, because of that thought, I let the situation kind of unfold.
Right.
And once it unfolds, I'm like, all right, bet. So it worked out in my benefit. The things I was worrying about, I had no worry. But I wasn't worried. I kept them. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in a crowd and you visualize like, yo, let me be here. Watch out with that.
Right.
That's how I see
self-awareness. Back to that. Yeah. That's.
So then after that pain, you got over it. You did what? You didn't do surgery. What you did was what?
Thank God.
A lot of therapy?
I'm actually still undergoing therapy. It's my week 16.
Why keep working out if you know you have this pain?
No, but I don't have this pain anymore. So what I was trying to explain is that when I met my therapist, he started to help me in February, and he explained to me what it was and what I needed to do. So I listened to him. I followed his instructions. He told me I can't do any squatting. I can't I can squat, but not with a heavy load on my spine. He told me basically.
What about press?
I see leg press is a little tricky because I'm still putting pressure. Anything that puts pressure, like makes me tight, wouldn't be a good workout for me. Shoulder press, no good. Because the therapy that I'm doing now is decompression.
So you got to get creative with the workouts.
Yeah, and I did that. He was like, if you follow what I'm telling you, you're not going to feel pain and you're going to be completely fine. And he explained to me, he's like, don't go heavy. Try to keep it at a moderate weight. And just, you could still do your little therapy. Just watch yourself.
Okay.
And I did.
So you took his advice, you got better. And now you're working out on a daily. You're coaching.
Back to that.
You're working.
Yes.
You're still recording, right? Because people don't understand this. Like you're a recording artist.
Yeah,
Or did you put that in the back burner?
No, absolutely not. I love music. That's my creativity. That's my side of like, I just sit down with my little paper and my pen and I get to express whatever I want to express. And to me, like, music is my biggest like escape. I absolutely love music. Um, I the thing about that is that I want to come up with the perfect like I want to say marketing scheme.
There's no such thing.
I know, and that's the thing. That's why I posted one of my songs on my Instagram the other day, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. It was in my files, and I was like, let me just post it and see people's reactions. Everybody loved it, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm overthinking it because I'm here like, okay, I don't want to drop music just to drop music. I want to make a music video. I want to have the marketing director, da, 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 da. And I'm overthinking of like how I want to make my music like market. I want to market my music. And at the end of the day, like if I sit here thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, it's just gonna sit there in my files. So I'm getting more comfortable with just doing more with music. I did like a little video, a little clip in Spanish the other day. I don't know if you saw it. So like everyone's been.
Saw it. So what's the?
Everybody's been being good reaction.
What's the artist name?
Y Distortion.
Y Distortion.
Letter Y and Distortion together, and you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify. I haven't made music out since 2021, so my music is way different now. Like if you hear my music now and before, it's a different flow.
You're growing.
I'm going towards the Spanish side now. Spanish it hits. Spanish is catchy. People want to dance to it.
And you like it better.
And I like it because I'm Cuban. I got the sauce. So I'll literally sit there and start like hablando en español. Yeah, no. If I show you one of my songs, you're gonna hear that I'm Cuban immediately.
I heard it, man. I was listening to it earlier.
Immediately.
Was it azúcar y sal son igual or something like that?
Yeah, that's 24/7.
I was like, yo, that's a good.
Yeah, it's
that's a good line.
It's 24/7 real.
How does it go?
It
azúcar
goes.
Y sal.
Yeah, it goes 24/7.
Yo soy real.
Yeah, like that. It goes like
Yo soy real, azúcar y sal se ven igual.
Something like that. Yeah, it says very close. I know you listen because that's how it goes. It says.
I love lyrics, man. To me,
it's all about lyrics. It's all about that.
To me, it's all about lyrics.
Like
beat, it enhances it to another dimension. But like, if you ain't got lyrics and a persona and character to ride with your lyrics. Yeah, and I could catch on to that, man. The first 2-3 seconds of a song,
right?
I know what
people lack that now, though. They don't have a lot of lyrics.
It's not that they lack; it's just that they're misinformed. Like what's real now is not real, and then what is good is not good, and what's bad is good, and then if you do too bad, it's not good. Like it's really
it's misconceptions.
It's tremendo arroz con mango.
That's true.
Like it's not good.
Misconceptions. That's true. You're 100% right.
So that's what's going on. So that's again why we're trying to let people know where we took a step to like this direction, self-awareness, create a self-concept, have self-knowledge. And now we're here sitting.
Now we're here. It's like I said in the song, like la azúcar, it says la azúcar y la sal son igual. Like you said, so it's basically saying like you can't tell the difference between sugar and salt.
When you look at sugar and salt,
you don't know what's real and what's fake, you feel me? But it's just, it's just what it is. It's the truth.
I like that bar.
Facts,
Word. So if you could right now, okay, we got fitness in, reckless life at the beginning, fixed it, you had obstacles, you overcame the obstacles, and now you have more aspirations. If you could talk to a young Yanet, what would you tell her right now?
I would tell her to follow her dreams.
Okay.
Because I like you said, I knew who I was, and I knew that I had like a lot in me. Like I knew my potential, but I didn't know how to put it to use. So I would tell myself like, just you're different. Like, and I know that sounds. I don't want to sound cocky. That's such an ugly thing. I am the most humble person. Different. I'm so humble.
There's not one fingerprint that's the same.
Exactly. So just the way that I thought and the way that I projected myself, I was like, you know what, like I know that there's more, you can do more than you're doing. And that's what I would tell myself, like act upon what you feel. You know what I mean? Because that's
Intuition.
Exactly. That's why I'm here now. I actually have a tattoo here. I don't know. Got it not that long ago. Aspire to inspire.
Aspire to inspire.
Yeah. Aspire to inspire. So it basically means that everybody's life that you touch, you want to leave an impact in their life. You want to inspire them.
And if you live righteous, I believe you will.
Exactly. Amen.
And to live righteous, you have to know what being righteous is. So guys, go do some homework.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So we got to do that.
Amen.
So we're getting to the end now. The present. What do people have to look forward to from Coach Yanet?
Yeah. So I actually just got signed with Liquid IV.
Liquid IV.
I just got sponsored by them where we have a partnership now.
Like the actual IVs to recover.
Well, it's just little packages that are getting.
Oh, I get it. The word gaming.
Yeah, it's so it's I don't know if you've seen the ads. They're it's getting pretty popular. Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target. It's little packages that you just like put in your water and it helps you like hydrate. It has like vitamins.
Is that the one that says that hydrates better than water?
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh,
the
my
one.
daughter, we're driving
That's
the
the
other
one.
day and she reading the ad behind the bus and she's like, how do you get more hydrated than water, Dad? And I looked at her and I'm looking at the bus. I'm like, good question. So tell us more about that
Smart.
product, man.
Yeah, not much. It's basically for hydration. So if you're an athlete or, if you're
There's
somebody,
a science to it.
yeah.
Is it good for you? Is it natural? What's going on?
It's it's vitamins. It's vitamins. It's a good product. It's a good product. If you look at the back, it tells you like everything it has. It's basically the reason why it hydrates you better than water is because it has like electrolytes and stuff like that. Which I mean, water has all of that, but
You got the sponsorship and you're working with them.
yeah, some people don't like water. By the way, some people literally say, "I don't like the taste of water." I don't know.
What does it taste like?
I
had
don't
a
know.
conversation with a hostess the other day about that.
I love water. I don't know what it tastes like. To me,
I say it tastes like air.
yeah, that's the best way to say it. Because what does water taste like? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
And then they're like, she's cute. So she
What?
was telling me
Like,
water
oh my-
gets processed through rocks and some other water. I'm like, yeah, I know it, but I don't think you could be like rocks. You know,
No,
like,
dude.
Nah, man. I
Well,
don't
wait.
think
The
you
only thing is that like if I drink Dasani, I could tell
do.
you.
Brands.
Yeah, for sure. Like you ever drink Dasani?
Of course,
It tastes
I drank
like
every type
it
of
tastes
water.
like chemicals.
My favorite water is when you're playing soccer or football outside and you go to the side of the crib and you just turn on the hose.
Yo,
That's my favorite water.
that's
of
how
all
you
time.
know you're for sure old school.
That's my favorite water of all times.
Is it?
I drank that like it was life
And
saving.
here you are. That's another thing about misconception. Oh, if you drink that water, you're gonna get a bacteria.
I mean,
That's
you
bad for
can,
you. Look at you. You're good.
But I was in need of water, and we had to run out of a lot of backyards. Like,
Man.
get out of my backyard. Those were the days.
Back in the days, yeah, you just
Best time ever.
you meet up your friends. Hell yeah, you don't even have phones. I mean, I wasn't calling my friends. I was just meeting them up, like outside. Like, oh, you're there, I'm there. We had like the green box. You remember like the green box? Did you ever have
Green
that time?
box.
Yeah, like outside of school, there was like a little green box, and people would just chill by it. You never had that time?
They had you in a box.
No, like it's like an electric box. You never had like the little green box that you when you get out of school.
Oh, the electrical thing.
Everybody's hanging out by it.
Nah, man, I didn't hang around that until that time in school. I always
Oh.
left early.
Yeah, nah.
Work
I used to chill in
experience.
the green box. That was the spot.
Nah, man. And
I went
that
to
was where?
McMillan.
Hialeah, Kendall, where?
Where'd you go?
Miami Beach.
Man, you went to you were raised in the beach. You told me.
Yeah,
Damn,
Beach.
that's bougie.
not then.
No,
No,
you would think because Miami
80s
Beach.
and 90s was not bougie at all.
Well, no, yeah, 80s. You're right. That was different times.
2000s it started getting there. Now it's bougie.
No, I went to Doolin, got kicked out, and then went to McMillan.
Disaster.
Yeah, mess. My mom, pobrecita. If I called her now, she'd be like, "Don't remind me of that." Better times, better times.
So you did
We
all
grow.
of that, and then you gave advice to yourself.
Yeah, that's why I'm literally always trying to be creative and do the most I can because we only live once. This is one life.
You live twice.
You live twice, 3 times.
They say you live once, and then when you realize you only have one life, that's when you live again.
That's great, actually. I like
Or
that.
obtaining the spark.
Wow.
or
No, I
obtaining
didn't
knowledge
think
and
you were
stuff.
gonna say that. That's really good.
Because when I read that, I was like, yo, that makes sense. Because
Shit.
like you said, from middle school, high school, you were on some other trip. And then all of a sudden you had the spark
Right.
and you started over. So it's 2
Facts.
lives you lived.
It's true. No, you're right. You're actually right.
And then I haven't gotten to maybe third life yet. I don't know. Maybe it's
I
different.
like this
when
one.
you
No, I think this was good. Hopefully we can stick to this one because this I
This
feel
one,
like
stay on the road. Don't fall asleep.
exactly. Now I'm in my own lane. Like I'm, the express lane.
Yeah.
You gotta you can't get in my lane. I'm
All
there.
right. And then the
But-
other thing I always do at the end of the interviews is like, you see the movie The Bronx Tale? It's a movie about a kid growing up in the Bronx in New York.
The Bronx Tale is called.
The Bronx Tale. It's Robert De Niro, and it's he directed it and he was in it. And there's a question because the kid like befriends a mobster because the mobster killed a guy on the block.
Okay.
The kid saw the murder. The cops asked him if he saw, and he said no, I didn't see anything.
Right.
So then the mobster befriended the kid like a son and helped him throughout his life.
Okay.
And he always told him, don't do what I do.
Okay.
You know, always gave him advice.
Right.
And then he
Looked
asked
out.
him one day, he's like, Sonny, that's the name of the mobster. He goes, would you rather be feared or loved? So I ask everybody, would you rather be feared or loved?
Oh, that's an easy answer though. Loved, always. To me, being loved is one of the most important things. And I every time I meet somebody, like I don't care who you are, I don't it doesn't matter who you are.
You give them 100%, right?
Oh
Love.
my God, it's like
That's how I am.
but I love it, and I'm like that now because I feel like you don't know what someone's going through, bro. Like,
Yes.
yo, you stepping into a room and you have a bad attitude, they might be having some crazy thoughts and you might change them. Like I've had people write to me, like, yo, today I didn't want to get out of bed, and I can prove it, I can show you. And they'll be like, I didn't want to get out of bed, but I saw your story, and now I'm getting up. Like you made my day better. And it's like those little
Aspire
to
inspire.
inspire. It's so beautiful to me. Like, and to me, you know, it's so good to be good to other people.
So love.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's to me, being loving and being a good person is just self-rewarding. I don't care if you don't even, I could tell you good morning and you could be like, ugh, good morning. And I'm like, all right, but I still told you good morning. I'm good.
Self-awareness, self-concept keeps you moving forward, not even seeing this.
I love it. I'm such a positive person now. And that makes my days better.
That's why you're here.
That makes my moods.
That. And real recognize real.
Yeah, we've always, exactly. So
I'm always like, yo.
The moment I met you, we was
when
good.
This opportunity came about to like, I was like, yo, I need a fitness person. You know?
Damn, thank you so much, honestly.
And I was like, let me get this story because that story's a good one.
Thank you.
Because in Miami, there's a lot of me having a daughter, and I try to explain to her, but I'm dad talking to her mom, so you know.
Of course, I didn't listen to my dad. I get it.
So I'm like, yo, man, if I could do something where, like, an actual woman can speak to a young woman, and
right,
have her feel the way you feel, and get into what you're doing, even if it's music, art, or working out,
right,
it's a plus. So I'm like, yo, Yanet, you want to come on?
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, oh shit. I was so excited about it.
So yeah, we made it happen.
Amazing opportunity. No, thank you so much. It's such an amazing opportunity. And honestly, again, it's the biggest, like, you know, I feel like the biggest lesson out of this whole talk is just like being self-aware of yourself, and just like we talked about, like just staying humble. You gotta stay humble. Like you can't sit here and say you know everything or that. Oh, all I know. You know what? Something I'm huge on. You could teach me something right now, and I already know that, and I'm gonna act like I just learned it. You could sit here and be like, Janet, did you know that this ginger ale was made and and I already know that, but I don't want to make you feel some type of way, so I'm gonna be like, damn, thank you for teaching me that.
No, because if you tell me, yeah, I know, it's amazing, right?
It's just like literally, I just feel like.
So you're like a ninja.
I hate people that are like, oh, I already know that. Oh, you're teaching me something I already know.
Yeah, but that's that person.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah. No.
But it's
that's
just
totally different.
But I see it all the time. Time.
Yeah, but you're doing the right thing. You're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
It's like Jay-Z said, it's like, I just don't want to argue about stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Jay-Z though.
I ain't got time for that.
You know, another level though. That's how, you know, it is what it is.
And then my last question is, I thought about this the other day, and it's a really good question because I think about it every day.
What?
Perception or reality?
Perception.
Okay.
Because I believe that the perception that you have on reality is what's going to shape your reality. So it's like you have to, it's your vision. You feel me? So it's like I feel like you are in control of your own reality. That's how I see it. You
design yourself.
You design your own world.
With knowledge of self.
Knowledge, exactly. And being self-aware.
So the perception builds your self-character, which is
100%.
Concept.
100%. 100%. The reality could be the craziest, most shittiest reality, but it's about how you take that reality. You feel me? And it's what you do. I just feel like it just have to be.
Damn, that was cold.
Self-aware, bro. That's a bar right there.
Hell yeah.
Quote that. No, I'm playing.
Yo, you're not.
But it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for
having you here was a pleasure.
Yo, cheers one more time.
Cheers one more time. Thank you.
So
and hopefully we helped people.
Great.
Please let them know where to find you. Let them know what's coming up next.
For sure.
And let them know what it is you need to let them know.
Yo, soon I'll be definitely by the summer. I'll be dropping the music video that I've been working so hard into putting together. I'm just gonna drop it. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm not gonna overthink it like I always do. You guys can find me, like I said, on any music platform, Why Distortion, and find me also on Instagram, Why Distortion _ little line under. And if you guys need any help, hit me up. Whether it's mental health, whether it's just working out, getting started on your fitness journey, hit me up. I was there. Like I'm not better than anybody else, and if I did it, anybody could do it.
You're not done yet.
And I'm not done yet. I'm only getting started. So it's
We're gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back when you're in full.
I will be
like
pleasure.
goal.
I will
Like
be pleasure.
okay, I checked out all the goals. Gene, I want to go back, and we'll
It'll
have
be
you
a pleasure.
back, and we'll definitely embark about this again.
It'll be a pleasure. It'll be a pleasure. My goal right now is to engage with my people and just grow more of my clients. You know, just change people's lives a little bit more. Same way my life was changed. You know, whatever. So you gotta do. You gotta impact other people's lives. Same way yours.
We are. We're definitely doing it.
Just gotta do it. Leave your print. Leave your print here,
guys.
Leave your
Aspire
print
to inspire.
That's what I live by.
That's a
That's
good
what
one.
I live by.
Remember, all I know is that we don't know. Live, laugh, love. We out.
We out.